And we're back with Quora for another week. Here we are live in the living room. We're your host, Alex and Jeremy. Say hi, Jeremy.
Hey, welcome to the Q Zone.
Welcome to the Q Zone. We, where we go one, we go all. Here on Quorators. The storm is coming, and the storm is questions.
Q is Quora to us. We're going to start the Q for Quora.com.
Even the insane people will be like, I don't really follow what the idea is here.
We have to say everything like a question, though. It's like, who do you think will storm the Capitol on January 6th this year?
Ask yourself, what is Q? We have a wonderful guest who is very involved in the QAnon movement and a staff writer on harddrive.net.com. One of their big Hollywood bigwig this week. We got Kevin. Kevin, I don't know your last name.
Kevin Flynn. Our hard drive editor, Tron character, Kevin Flynn.
Well, I've read it. I've just never said it out loud.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on, let me get that again. And we got Kevin Flynn.
Hello. Good to see you. Hello.
That's going to
Internet.
come together real nice.
We're off and rolling.
Ooh, we're having fun here tonight. Does it look as gray on the tape as it is like in this room? I feel there's like a cloud in. Well, it's because it's so gray outside. Because it's such a dreary old day. Isn't that right, Kevin?
It's kind of dreary.
Did you get woke up by the storm?
No, I did. Do you mean not the metaphorical storm?
No, you're talking about the Q storm, right?
Yeah, the execution.
We're back on the storm.
The execution of the woke Karens at the Lover's Tower. Joe Biden and Dr. Joe Biden both put on to Madame Guillotine. And also the windy, rainy storm.
Yeah, no, we were talking about how I've just been sleeping like a rock lately. So.
Yeah. This is my natural segue into that. I have written down on my notes like, ask Kevin how he's sleeping. What's his secret?
Yeah, personal health check-in. That's segment 1.
I take Dramamine every day.
Yeah.
I'm dying. I don't know what would happen if you took Dramamine every day.
We've got 4 episodes left before Alex dies.
I'm not sleeping. Well, I actually don't want to talk about that. I got a lot to say about it.
Okay.
That's going to be a whole wormhole. Instead, we're going to talk about the questions on Quora.com.
Yeah,
now, we should ask before we get into it, Kevin, are you on Quora.com?
I don't. Maybe I have like an account that was, because you have to like sign up for Quora to read Quora to some degree, don't you?
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, you consent.
You have to like
with a Q.
Right. Quinsent.
Quinsent.
Yes.
You have to sign up to read. You have to sign up for Quora Plus if you want to read the good answers.
Oh.
But you can read the shitty answers for loser babies.
Yeah,
if you
and
have just normal Quora.
And everybody claims that they get emails from Quora. So I think at some point you have to.
I get a lot.
I don't think Quora is getting emails from other sources. I don't think.
Are you not getting emails from Quora?
No, I have so many emails from Quora.
Okay.
I'm getting to the point though where the emails are like stories and pictures and stuff, and they're not questions. And I'm like, I don't even know how to find this.
That's because we
website.
use it too much, and it'll be like questions related to what you looked at.
Yeah, it's actually telling me like really upsetting stuff most of the time I don't do on the show. It's like, what's the worst massacre that's ever happened? I'll be like, I'll tell you about it. I was there. They took both of my wrists.
For mine, it'll be like a question I think is kind of fun and whimsical, and it'll be like, what's the silliest thing that ever happened at your school? And then it'll be like, someone molested my classmate. And it's like, all right, well, we can't look at that.
All right, close the question again. Try again.
Clown abused the children.
It's like truly like that. It'll be like, what's I saw one the other day that was like, what's the loudest you ever screamed? And it was like, when a tornado took my child. All right, well.
That probably was it, though.
Yeah.
There's no lies there. Okay, well, we'll get right into it then. Every week we're asking questions on the website to kind of bookend the show. And the first thing we do is check in to see how that did. What was our question last week?
We went to Ask Australians Anything, and we asked them, in America, we have zoos filled with crazy animals. But in Australia, crazy animals are everywhere. Does Australia have zoos filled with normal animals?
Huh.
Now, you were saying earlier this did not get a lot of traction.
Just got 2 answers since then.
I saw an update that we had 500 views on it, so I guess we just disgusted a lot of Australians.
So one cool thing is I can read this answer from Kim Hutchinson, but when I looked at it on my account, it was hidden under Quora Plus.
Oh,
Really?
This is a Quora Plus answer on our question.
that means that you got it. That you made a good question.
I
good
think
enough
so.
to get paywalled.
Yeah. And we can read it for some reason. It's got 16 up Quoras.
Is that the loophole? Is if it's your question, you can read it without Quora Plus?
Wait, this question.
What is Quora Plus?
Wait, did you say the vote system is an up Quora?
Yeah,
That's
it's
what
an
we're
up
calling
Quora.
it. This has 2 answers, but each answer has comments. This one answer has 10 comments.
Sheesh.
Wow.
Somebody's getting a lot
Toss
of
the
up Quoras.
sheesh button. We don't have a sheesh button. I don't
I
think.
got.
We have the gun. Okay.
You know me by this point. Yeah, I'm
It
gonna
will
do
kill
the gun.
you.
Yeah. Killing spree.
Yeah.
Killing spree.
We're bringing back soundboards.
I love it.
Okay, so let's read this Quora Plus answer, I guess. First of all, I would assume, they have all sorts of normal animals in there, but whatever.
Okay. What's
Kim
it say?
Hutchison says, yes, Australia has plenty of zoos full of, quote, normal animals. For example, take this giraffe humming a tune to itself, admiring the unique design that is the Sydney Opera House, with its left eye from Taronga Park Zoo, with its right eye displaying a look of disappointment towards yourself.
We're getting eye-to-eye analysis on this giraffe
And
right
then,
now.
so she has put a picture of a giraffe and then made a little text bubble. And the text bubble is green, awful choice.
And you know what? I'll tell you the first word out of this giraffe's mouth. Good day.
It says, good day. How you going?
That's how you know it's from Australia.
Just say
Yeah.
good day, and you'll be right. Isn't it great to be an Aussie taking a walk in the zoo?
The giraffe is saying all that inside a green text bubble.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with
it's
a,
really
with a
hard to
yellow
read.
outline and
It's
then
so hard to
a
read.
white script font.
Oh, I was gonna say it sounded like it's like when you text message a group where someone doesn't have an iPhone, but,
Yeah.
but it sounds even worse.
If you've
the
read The
giraffe.
Sandman, it's kind of the font The Sandman talks in. So I think it's meant to imply a viciousness from the giraffe.
Wait a minute, this is Dream.
He can appear as anything,
Including a giraffe.
including even a giraffe.
Oh, and just to be clear, Peter Bill says, and for all the doubters, yes, this shot is really possible. Taronga Zoo is opposite the Opera House on Sydney
Fine.
Harbor.
It's a real giraffe, okay?
All right, I concede.
My workplace has this weird animal that thinks it can be other people. It tries to copy and mimic real people when it is merely a robot. Ha 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 ha. It is the funniest shit to see when you call it out. It tries to have a conversation while you stare at it like, wow, you are stupid. And then someone said, that weird animal is called a mirror.
Wait, is it a robot or is it an animal?
I don't know. There's a
Did he
robot
just
emoji.
accent? No, he says robot emoji, but then a bunch of laughy faces.
Yeah.
Maybe he meant to. I don't. Maybe he meant like macaque emoji.
Does he mean like the mirrors, like you, the reader, humanity is the weirdest animal?
I truly don't know, but Kim dunked on him and said it's a mirror.
Dumbass.
Someone
Don't even tell
requested
me
Kim
Australia's
answer
got a
this.
robot.
We were trying to offend Australia a little bit.
It worked though. I mean, they did some things in quotes at us.
Yeah.
That's usually a sign that there's irritation there.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, yes, it is a real giraffe. Yes, its eye can look one eye to the Sydney Opera House and the other on Dunaringo or whatever it was.
Someone said I live in
Duolingo.
Australia and we
Duolingo.
yeah, fuck you, Australia.
Oh no, they're clowning on us.
All I know is that when we were playing Among Us with those Australian comedians at one time, they were so much funnier at making fun of Americans. They would do this. Tom Walker did this impression of Americans where he just kept going, I love my credit card.
I do. I say that all the time.
It's something that we're very grateful for here.
MoviePass sent me a new card. I can't stop talking about how black it is.
I love my credit card.
It's like an Amex, but it's just for movies.
Movie Pass Platinum.
yeah. I gotta get that.
Yeah, shout out again. Sponsor of the show, MoviePass.
Oh,
what
please.
if? What if?
That weird company.
I can't wait to sell out in this shit. Start plugging Vaseline 5
Sign up
minutes
for
into the
Quora
show.
Plus. Rub your body with Vaseline.
You know what helps me stay curious? Camel cigarettes. They keep my lungs guessing. Any other good answers on this one?
I live in Australia and we don't have any crazy animals around where I live in regional Victoria, just magpie birds and sparrows and neighbors who walk huge dogs.
That's a lie. It's a goddamn lie. I know you got the 8-foot-long spiders.
This guy Ralph Brew says many animals go crazy in zoos. No great surprise.
Animals go crazy for this one.
They work hard to prevent this, but honestly, foraging in the wild is what keeps animals sane. Do the animals work hard? Whatever.
They work hard, and now they're hardly working. And it's driven them mad. This is like the old trick to convince polar bears not to commit suicide is you give them a treat or an object in a big ice block, and then while they would kill themselves, they're like, I gotta get this fucking thing out of this ice block.
Or a Coca-Cola.
Is there a big suicide issue in the polar bear community?
Yeah, in the zoos.
Oh.
Not in their natural, not in their neighborhoods.
You lock them up in a prison, they'll be like, time to go.
As Kevin said, it is often a Coca-Cola, I would imagine.
Yeah. You keep it on ice.
Block.
Yeah. They love that.
That would be so frustrating to have in an ice block, because not only is it probably popped once you get in it, but by getting through all the ice, you're going to poke a hole in the side or something.
Oh, my God.
You got to be
get
careful.
all shaked up.
I pray it doesn't happen to me.
That's how we keep Alex from killing himself.
I need to have Coca-Cola at the store and not in an ice block.
Anyway, this guy keeps going. I'm not sure what you mean about Australia's free-ranging animals being crazy. They are just animals, albeit mostly marsupial animals and birds
they're
and reptile
crazy.
species. They're crazy.
They're nuts.
Even
anyway,
the name.
I don't care about the rest of this answer. Maybe you think Australia's or kangaroos are crazy. I don't know.
I do think kangaroos are crazy.
They are.
They're the size of men, but they kick.
They have built-in pockets.
They're in Tekken. They're crazy.
Andrew Jackson responded. I don't know if that is the former president.
Andrew
Could be.
I'm a ghost.
Now
I moved to a continent with even more genocide.
he found the one place where he could just keep doing the Trail of Tears.
I'm not sure that's technically correct. Don't comment about that.
It probably isn't. America #1 at everything.
Number one, we killed them all.
We're
we
the
killed
worst
them all.
country.
We are bad. We are going to hell.
Oh yeah, big time.
I love my credit card.
Originally said by Andrew Jackson.
Yeah, that was his big thing. Andrew Jackson, he invented the
the old
National Bank or
Hickory
whatever.
credit card.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of a good credit score.
Absolutely. Oh no, the cat's going for a leaf off camera.
Amazing.
That's sad how it is not on camera, but it is a menace to the room, and he's gonna get it, and he's gonna throw up. Anyway,
Now that my bathroom ceiling collapsed yesterday, I keep having this fear that my cat's gonna somehow jump into the ceiling and we'll never see him again.
yeah. That's a real possibility. It happened in It's Always Sunny episode in the wall.
It's happened.
Get away from the leaf! You son of a bitch!
Waffles.
Belongs in the Australia Zoo, am I right?
You're right. You're onto something.
Waffles. Do you want to kill yourself?
Yeah, I do wonder something. He's too big to keep in this house. Anyway,
We've read enough Australian questions.
that's enough of Australia. Let's not ask them anything ever again.
Okay. Hey, well, this is our exciting new topic. We've had it before, but we've never had this name. So get excited for Quinceltown. It's Hollywood's biggest questions.
Celebrities, media, and more coming to you live from Quinceltown.
Wow, look at that. It's a star on the Walk of Fame. It says, what is it like to have an IQ of 160? All right, that's enough of that.
Is that a different question we have? No.
I was trying to think of a question we had done in the past.
I think it is similar to a different question going up.
Is it really?
It does, whatever.
Who cares?
It doesn't fucking matter.
Just like Hollywood, there's a type.
There's a type.
Yeah.
Once you find out what makes money, which is what this show is about.
Okay, this question is, does the actor Tom Cruise keep any secrets in the movies?
Ooh.
The way Tom acts.
Can I ask a question?
Uh-huh.
What does that mean?
Well, does he keep any secrets in his movies? Does he hide anything from you?
Like,
Oh, you
does the
think,
character
like-
have a secret backstory, maybe?
Well,
Yeah.
and it's because the way he acts is he puts it all into the pudding. Am I right?
Well, you know how they say if you're a good actor, you should have a secret about your character that only you know about?
Yeah.
yeah.
Every
everybody knows
Tom
that.
Cruise character is a Scientologist.
He's clear, and that's why he's so good at doing all the spy things.
That's why he's Ethan Hunt.
That's why he's the manager in Blue Sky.
We're so distracted by the cat.
The cat's really going for the leaf, and he's just so big, and he's not in frame.
It's getting taller by the second.
We clearly need a third camera that just follows the
cam?
cat on a
We
drone.
should just put a big selfie stick attached to him that just points down.
What is the movie I'm thinking of? Blue Sky? Vanilla Sky.
I have a friend who
Sky.
saw the new Top Gun movie
Maverick.
in theaters 11 times.
Wow.
That's too many times.
Yeah, they're obsessed with this
He just bought the Navy a boat.
Yeah.
At that point, that's like enough hours logged to be able to fly one of those planes. That's like when you have to have like 10,000 hours in a simulator or whatever.
Yes.
It counts if you watch that movie.
That movie was a whole lot of nothing except shiny plane footage, which was good enough to be a movie by itself.
10 stars.
Absolutely 20 stars out of 5. So good.
He throws the rules in the trash.
But I didn't feel like he was keeping any secrets from me in that. I think he was telling me a truth, which is that the United States coalition military is a global force for good.
Yeah, maybe he's holding military secrets.
Which is who the enemy is in that movie, because they just say the enemy a lot.
I know the true capital of Dubai.
They have a secret capital.
They have a secret capital.
It's on one of those world islands.
Isn't Dubai a city?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Man,
It's got a capital within it.
I'm so fucking dumb. It's crazy.
I worry so much about like talking about politics online and podcasts because I'm just so dumb.
Yeah. And as someone who has a weekly politics
You do.
podcast, it comes up.
Yeah. No, but
You say things like, I know the capital of Dubai, and people are like, I'm going to find you and kill you.
I insulted our great city.
I heard what you said, and I lost years of my life. I got so mad.
It's like jazz. It's about the facts that you don't say.
Yeah.
You have to just like dance around
Sure.
your blind spots.
I have so many blind spots.
Well, we're getting distracted here, folks.
Okay.
Tom Cruise, they're all
Tom Cruise.
Scientologists. I would say, no, he doesn't keep any secrets. He's telling you the truth every time.
Yeah, I think that's probably true.
That's why people love him.
Yeah. I love him.
I do love him. He's probably a terrible person because he does like run an evil cult. Shouts
He
out
doesn't
Scientology.
run it.
He's like their god.
He's their god because they love him and we all love him.
He's very lovable.
Is he probably, I mean, I think just on a personal level, apparently he remembers everybody's name on set, which is
Really?
shocking to me because I can't remember. I forgot Kevin's last name at the start of the episode. Met him 1,000 times. Tom Cruise would remember you after passing you at a grocery store 6 years ago.
He would.
But I
He'd
bet
be
like
you like Metal Gear Solid. And he'd be like, you knew it.
hey, big guy, keep sneaking.
Everybody's big guy to him.
That is, I mean, that's the big secret, isn't
He
it?
is like 5'6".
The secret is I won't stand next to women too close.
Yeah.
Because then people know.
Oh yeah, that's
We'll know how
right.
tiny I am.
Yeah, that I'm
forgot
just a
that.
little cutie. And that's also why he looks so jacked all the time, I think, is because he's so low to the ground.
And because he understands the power of Lord Xenu.
Yeah. Well,
It's because he has the soul of a Thetan in his blood.
if you have a powerful soul, then you get a powerful body.
His Thetan level is exponentially higher than most.
Do Scientologists have like a Dragon Ball Z scaling for Thetan levels?
Yeah, I think so.
I was just wondering that
Like
myself.
a scouter that, and then it gets to a certain level, and then, it pops in your eye for safety.
level is so powerful.
This is very old hat for me, but I can't get over. I cannot get over how funny a safety design it is for the power scouter to reach a certain number
Sure.
and then pop glass into your eye.
It's like the same thing as like in HBO's Chernobyl, which I
Yeah.
don't know if it happened in the real Chernobyl, when the radiation level hit the limit and they're like, oh, it's only 3.6. That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, his power level is 9,000. Like it could be worse. But it's like, oh no, it was way over 9,000. That's
Yeah,
just
it wasn't
when
designed to read that much.
the power level odometer.
When we were testing this, we didn't think anybody would be lying down while beholding power. Real problem.
Okay, we've switched podcasts by accident, but
I'm sorry.
no, it's okay. it's happened.
It's happened. And
We're
it's
gonna
over
talk
now.
about Goku every now and then. Okay, let's read this.
I just
John
haven't hit
Davis.
this button in a while. I'm sorry.
Actress was prevented by Tom Cruise from running alongside her in the film and know the reason. Known for being very temperamental, Tom Cruise even told actress Annabelle Wallis, who starred with him in The Mummy, that no one was allowed to appear in any of his films running alongside him.
Jesus. Is that to make him look faster or just taller?
I don't know. He always had to appear alone in scenes where he had to run. He does love running.
He looks really fast when he runs. I think
He
he has
does.
perfected the acting run.
In Mission Impossible, the most recent one, what is that? 6? 6.
MI6.
He runs.
Pop quiz, hotshot.
Yeah. What is it, Kevin?
What is it? If you're so smart.
Quick, play
What's the capital of Dubai?
play the millionaire music again. Quick, I need to think.
Would you like to phone a friend?
Yes.
Who do you want to phone?
Tom Cruise.
Can anyone do a Tom Cruise impression?
Gay man! How's Metal Gear Solid going?
Great.
What's going on?
My best friend Tom.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, I got time to talk. What'd you call me for?
We can't keep doing this bit. We just can't.
You're the one who brought up phone a friend again.
I drove us off
okay.
a cliff. I'm sorry.
Anyway, I was gonna say in Mission Impossible 6 that he does the whole running scene with a broken ankle. Anyway,
Jesus.
yeah, he's crazy.
That would hurt so bad.
That's
He's
too much.
One of
This
America's
is the thing is like
greatest actors.
He's probably a bad man, and I'm so sorry to Nicole Kidman, but also he can fly a biplane by himself.
So, okay, this is my pitch. I think that he should replace the founding fathers, or like be
Correct.
a new founding father, because we're the founding fathers. People are like, well, what if the founding fathers were alive today? Who gives a shit?
Who gives a
Tom
shit?
Cruise, one of those American people out there, made Top Gun,
Fact.
Yeah.
owned slaves kind of through Scientology.
Sure.
No, is that not true?
I haven't heard that.
Well, okay, they have the
They
Sea
have the
Org.
low,
They-
the Sea
They
Org.
have unpaid
Right.
workers.
Right.
I think that was just like the Again, he is not the founder of
No, but
Scientology.
we can't get into
We
this.
can't get into this. We're getting too close to where the bread is buttered.
I keep forgetting Kevin's a Scientologist.
This is all very offensive today.
No, but they had that thing. If you watch HBO's Going Clear, that documentary, they
Shout out.
They I keep pointing to the camera.
Going clear.
They,
point at this one.
they found a girlfriend for him or whatever, and then when he decided he didn't want her anymore, they like made her do like slave work.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, we're focusing on a lot of his negatives. Here's my idea.
He's a great actor. I think he should be a new founding father.
He should I think he should be all of the founding fathers on Mount Rushmore. And
put his head up there.
the way they do it is they make subsequently larger Tom Cruises, Nutcracker style.
Wait, they do? No. What they do is they do 3 Tom Cruise heads, right? And one of them is like, him in Magnolia. One of them is him in Eyes Wide Shut. One of them is him in Top Gun. And then the 4th one is just a 5'9" woman. And she's the biggest
The
one.
biggest one. And he's scared that she's going to eat him.
Yeah. I bet you could do that. You could like re-sculpt Mount Rushmore.
Oh,
It would
yeah.
be smaller because you'd have to whittle away the face shapes that are there now. But
Yeah.
they could do that.
It's already a
wouldn't be-
sacred monument that we've destroyed.
It wouldn't be hard to pave over or explode Mount Rushmore. I could do that. I could explode Mount Rushmore.
I believe it.
But I think you've touched on something an angle that nobody approaches this topic from, which is Tom Cruise not next to the tall women because he is insecure, or maybe is he scared that they will eat him?
I think you touched on this.
Well, I think we are touching on it
I think that
in a way that is brave.
I think that he's probably afraid that they're going to eat him.
Have you ever seen Big Jaws?
The
the,
movie.
the sequel to Jaws.
Oh, sorry. I always thought it was called Big Jaws. Just Jaws. That
It's
makes
like
a lot more
when
sense.
when Steven Spielberg pitched it, he had just a whiteboard that said Jaws, and then he wrote big in front of it, and
Put
they
it
bought it
a
right
line
then.
through the G.
Oh, sorry. I thought that was the dollar sign.
Yeah, there is an S in Jaws, but he didn't do the line through that one.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I got confused looking at the Disney logo. That could be any fucking letter.
Oh, yeah. I thought that was a G for the longest time.
It looks like a G.
Gisney.
And you're always like,
does.
Disney?
Gisney.
He's pronounced Disney.
Disney's.
I love my credit card. I'm just stealing another
We
man's
should have
joke
them
now.
on. I would love to have the BigSoftTitty.png podcast on.
Okay.
But they live in Australia, so we'll have to Zoom them or something.
Oi.
Anyway, and then we can ask them questions about their wacky animals.
We'll go back to Ask Australians Anything. Okay, so that's a good Tom Cruise question, but there's a lot more to Quinceltown than just Tom Cruise, like this next question.
Does actor Tom Cruise have any problems?
Now, there are no answers for this, so we just have to speculate. No one else knew.
Well, I think based on our conversation we've been having about him, the answer is no. He's killing it.
Yeah, he's on top
He's
of the
on
world.
Mount Rushmore.
No
baby.
secrets, no problems.
Nope.
I mean, he has that fear of big women, but I
He's
think
an
that's
open
not a
book.
problem for him. He's figured it out.
Yeah, I'm sure he can make it into something.
He's
work for him.
rocking it. Also, he's 60 years old. He looks so good.
He does, yeah, because he's got a high Phaeton level.
It really is. It's like
There's pros and cons.
you know what? Never mind what I was gonna say. I was gonna say something really gross for no reason.
I'm the one getting us in trouble this episode.
I was gonna say it's like when you put semen on your face and it's good for your face, but
Oh no.
that's not true. It's a lie that I read.
Just the
on a different
animosity
podcast
you
last
had
week.
for yourself as you said that.
I'm just so fucking dumb.
We've monetized our YouTube. We can't say stuff like that anymore.
Yeah,
we're
we
a
are-
clean family podcast.
That's getting cut out. So does Tom Cruise have any problems?
I don't think he does.
No.
No.
Next question, and it turns out that's all of our Hollywood questions this
All
week,
right.
but we'll be back.
On to our new segment, our next segment. This is an old segment,
Yeah,
and
old
you know
hat.
it. The fans love it. It's quaranting.
Hold on. It's
Quaranting.
That's enough.
okay. Now, Quaranting is our podcast segment where we go over parenting tips and parenting issues and stuff that is important to parents.
Now, Kevin, you're a son.
You're a son.
That's true. That's true. Yes.
You have parents.
Also true. By the reflexive property or whatever.
Yeah.
I bet you saw the things they were doing. You thought, I have some tips for them.
Oh, yeah.
And so these questions are going to hit you as a son.
Yeah. I was a big backseat parent. I was like, hey, tell me that differently.
Don't let me eat this.
You call
Don't let
that
me-
grounding?
I'll show you.
I'm growing irreverent.
I literally did that as a kid. My parents told me recently that one time they were mad at me when I was like very young, and they were like, "We're gonna take away your toys," and I was like, "Do it!" And I just took all my toys one by one and carried them to the attic.
Jeremy.
And they were like, my parents were like, "What do we do?"
To the attic. That's so intense.
Jeremy, you were such a cop as a child.
I know.
It's insane.
I
Between
would
this and
put
the
myself-
lifeguard stories,
I would put myself in timeout as a kid. That's not a joke. I'd be like, I just need some timeout.
you gotta book me.
Sorry, Mom and Dad. I'm really on one today. I gotta.
I'm
I
not
was a
gonna
weird
learn
kid.
unless I'm punished.
Yeah, I had problems.
Oh boy. Well, they're
If
all
we got
better
into
now.
those, it would be a long episode
We simply do not have the time.
to get into all of Jeremy's.
I like how
issues.
before this started, I was like, really? We got to hit 60 minutes. And I'm like, well, I think we should spread semen on your face. Never mind.
Well, now you can't cut that.
He got himself.
My only goal as a podcast creator is to make enough money to have a different person edit the podcast. All I want. Never want to hear my voice again.
Editing a podcast is a demoralizing feat.
And I do it so much.
It's rough because you go, "That's what I sound like."
There's no question about it. That's what I sound like.
All right. Well,
My Tom Cruise impression is just my voice.
yeah, I can't do Tom Cruise.
Hey, I'm Tom Cruise.
Hi, it's me, Tom Cruise.
Mind if I touch ya?
That's his big catchphrase.
Would you mind if I touch you?
Honky, honky. Tommy's going in.
We have to read this question. Okay. Wait. Hit the parenting button again.
That's enough.
That's enough.
My son went unconscious after holding his breath because he didn't get his Optimus Prime toy for Christmas. I repeatedly told him to stop, but he wouldn't listen. Should I call an ambulance, or is my son going to be fine?
He's got to listen.
What does that mean?
Let's break this down sentence by
Okay.
sentence here, because that is a lot of information.
My
in a row.
son went unconscious after holding his breath because he didn't get his Optimus Prime toy for Christmas.
So the son, for Christmas, did not get an Optimus Prime toy, causing him to hold his breath until he passed out.
So he is currently passed out.
He
right?
is on the floor.
This is like
And
a
his
language
parents-
question.
The father is turning around and going on Quora.
He's like, my son is passed out unconscious on the ground.
I need answers now.
Maybe an answer will come in the next few days. I guess the answer would be yes, you should call the ambulance and maybe arrest yourself. Citizens, arrest yourself. Put yourself in timeout.
Yeah.
And next time, just get him the Optimus Prime toy and
Clearly.
save yourself the trouble.
It's
Jesus
a safety
Christ.
issue.
Yeah.
And
Roll out, motherfucker.
I wouldn't even be worried about this becoming a pattern because it's so hard to hold your breath until you pass out. I think you
Yeah.
should start training your son for the Olympics now.
Also, once you have one Optimus Prime toy, you don't need two.
Right.
You'd think so, but if you have a little terrorist in your house demanding more, what are you going to do about it? Here's what you do. You get him in a swimming pool. You do laps every day because he has an iron will and he's going to be a star.
And every time you promise him, like, when you get there, I will give you an Optimus Prime toy.
Yes.
And then you're like, sorry, I didn't get it.
You put Optimus Prime toys at both ends of the pool.
One's a fire truck. That's what he turns into, right?
Yeah.
The Autobots need you to touch 10 sides.
Sometimes he turns into a gorilla.
That's Beast Wars.
yeah.
That's Beast Wars.
I
All
liked
I know
Beast
is-
Wars so much better on account of how I like animals.
Those are some weird animals.
I do like Megatron turns into a dinosaur in that, right? But in the normal Transformers, he just turns into a big gun, which is the funniest thing you could turn into.
It's a real we're out of ideas shape, turning into
Yeah.
the big gun. Turn into a tank or something.
Yeah.
Why would you be a big gun? No one has those.
it's like you see it and you're like, what is that? Oh, it's just a big gun.
Yeah. You're
I
in
thought
the
it might be an
disguise.
alien.
It would need a big guy to pull it, so I think we're safe. No, the thing about Beast Wars is they would turn into different beasts, and so you want to compare them animal to animal, but they don't. The ratios are incorrect of the size of the beast. Stop pointing to the camera. Because when there was one who turned into a wasp, and I remember you think like, oh, a wasp, like a gorilla could beat a wasp. The wasp is the size of the gorilla. It's
Right.
a totally different scenario.
Yeah,
It should turn into 1,000,000 wasps.
There you go.
that would be
And
good.
sell children a fucked up toy. It's almost impossible to
A
solve.
bunch of wasps.
Fleet of drones that all fly in unison.
This wasp is the tip of a nose.
If we read any of these answers, we have over 100.
Any good ones?
We should read all of them, I think, right?
Yeah, probably all of them.
Pretty much every single answer is like, I did this as a child.
Yeah, I did this. I went unconscious.
Yeah.
Pediatrician told my mother to just ignore the child. He said a child cannot hold their breath long enough to die.
It's true because you go unconscious first.
As soon as they pass out, they start breathing normally. Worked for my brother and worked for my son.
Isn't it really bad? Why is your whole family doing this? This is real. Outside of Quora, I have not heard of this happening.
It's a rite of passage in our family.
Reach a certain age, you start holding your breath for threats.
You got to get yourself an Optimus Prime.
For me, it was Hot Wheels.
I've passed out onto the track, smashing the whole thing.
One woman says, Susan Spandy says, breath holding will result in losing consciousness. And then you know what happens? Breathing begins again. He's fine. You are not.
Whoa.
I don't. What? Why are you framing it like he's stupid?
This child has so successfully manipulated all boundaries, you've forgotten that parenting means leading from the front. His crisis is not your emergency. I don't
It
know.
is, though.
This seems pretty intense. He held his breath
It's bad
until
to
he's
hold your breath until you
unconscious.
pass out. Plus, you have a terrorist demand situation here where you're like, well, I can't give in to this because after this, he's going to start demanding like a Lambo
Yeah.
or Optimus Prime turning into a Lambo. Olympic swimming pool.
I want a Lamborghini.
You know, I wrote that stand-up joke in like October where I do a child's voice.
Yes.
People hate it.
I
People do
love
not
doing
like
a
the child's
child's
voice.
Do you remember when we were in Boston? We just kept doing Baby President.
Baby President, my favorite
Yeah.
character.
I
Yeah.
want to be a president.
That always
Just
gets
kept
me.
doing it because the bit was we were doing Ace Watkins, and then we were like Ace Watkins' running mate should be Baby Mario.
Yes.
And then we were doing Baby Ace Watkins, and then we were doing Baby President.
Yeah.
I'm wanting on blocks.
We need more health care.
He's so good at it.
It's like I'm hearing it and I'm doing it with you, but it still packs like revulsion into the back of my throat. In a way.
But then he runs against conservative Baby President, and he's like,
Build a wall. Keep out the foreigners.
I don't like them.
You can't argue with
They
it.
make me scared.
Scared.
And then the debate monitor's like, oh, it's okay, baby conservative.
We'll build the wall.
They're
It's
just
okay.
from other countries. Oh, we'll keep them out. We'll keep them out.
It's okay. They're not real.
They're not real.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Can we lower taxes for the wealthy?
Okay, just this once.
No more social security.
I love my credit card.
Is it responsible? I love my credit card.
We do be like that.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Um,
It gives the points back to you, but you got to make the payments. The thing about the credit cards, you got to make the pay. What is the question? The boy.
The boy.
Oh, yes, the
this
boy.
boy is unconscious right now.
The boy. First of all, don't let him do that.
If you're
and-
listening, seek help.
yeah, get off of Quora is all I can say to you.
That is true. That's scary. It's like when you read a book and like the events are happening as you're reading it. Like every time you read that question, he passes out again.
Oh my god.
Like you're maybe.
Oh my
I don't
God.
Is this like a goosebump situation?
know. Yeah.
That better not be happening. I can't handle this.
I don't want to make him pass out that many times.
One guy says, I don't know. Why don't you spend some more time asking this question in a few more online forums? Maybe even call your local library or
Got 'em.
newspaper or even a department store. On no account do anything sensible like checking to see if your son is breathing normally or, God forbid, calling your country's emergency number to ask a trained professional. What kind of person asks an online question forum
All
if they
caps.
should call an ambulance?
Wow.
Well, that's what we've been saying, and I agree with it.
Yeah, this is just the bit from IT Crowd where there's a fire and Moss types an email to the fire department and he says, fire, fire, help.
That's funny.
It's a good bit made by a bad person.
They're good at writing television shows sometimes in Tinseltown.
Over in Britain.
And in London, Tinseltown.
Tinseltown.
Is London Tinseltown Pound Town?
Yeah.
Ooh, like
Yeah.
British pound.
Yeah.
Like the British pound.
It's
Yeah.
not a sex thing for them. They don't even consider it.
No, it's simply a trip to the bank.
I'm going to Pound Town.
Here I go. I'm going to squirt.
Our new character, Horty British man.
We're the first people to think of this character, by the way.
No one's ever done it.
Never
They're
been explored.
Very chaste people.
Call us up, Monty Python. What if there was a bunny that was really strong? Okay.
I'm seeing a woman's blouse, and I think it's ravishing. You gotta tell me to turn the sound back up. Okay.
Okay. Let's go to the next question for quarantining. This is from Spencer Narady. I'm sorry if you
They're
don't want
not
me to say your
all
name.
like, should I abuse my son?
No,
Sometimes.
sure. This one is from the perspective of a son who is being abused.
Yeah.
Is it appropriate for my mom to make me go bare-chested as a punishment? I'm a teenage boy. She made me tell anyone who asked why I wasn't wearing a shirt that I'd lost it, which was true. Have we read this question before?
No, there was a different, very similar one about a baby who wasn't allowed to wear pants, I believe.
Okay.
But this is a teenager who can't wear a shirt, which is a little less unforgivable, although similar, it rhymes in a way. It's like the Star Wars prequel
Yes.
to our other question.
Rhyme.
There's just so
like
many of
poetry.
these, it's hard not to put them on the show. I don't know what to tell you. But you're a son, so what do you think?
Well, it sounded to me like, I mean, he admitted at the end there that he lost the shirt.
Yeah, it
right?
was his fault.
Yeah.
The punishment is it is a little misleading because it's like, okay, it's pretty fucked up to make your son take his shirt off as a punishment. But then you realize the punishment is for losing his shirt.
Yeah.
So really, she's just saying, I don't care.
If you don't lose your shirt and think you're gonna get another one,
Yeah.
you know those shirts. Shirts don't grow on trees. You know.
Important question, which is where are they going as well?
Right.
Because the other one was like, I want my 4-year-old to have no pants in a restaurant.
Right.
This is much more like, we went to the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it bad?
Right.
And
So I
lost
think we're
my
all
shirt.
against this boy.
Yeah, no, this boy is bad. He's not good.
Yeah.
Sorry, mama knows best.
You're grounded.
You're grounded. Hey, that's a new one for Quora. If you're writing this question, you're grounded.
That's enough.
Put your toys in the attic.
One by
love
one.
that enough sound so much. It's just so. I don't know what it is.
It's great.
It's the bottom line.
You can't respond to that.
Now, I think the comments are probably going to be on the boys' side because you know what the thing is when you get to phrase the question on the internet, people flock to your side. They think you're the best guy, but don't lose shirts.
Honestly, a lot of people are shitting on the kid. They're like, no, you fucked up. You lost your shirt.
Don't lose shirts.
How do you lose a shirt, they're saying?
He should have left that part out. He would have gotten more sympathy.
Well, that's the thing is like, I'm 18. I was just having sex and forgot my shirt. Is my mom bad?
This one guy does say it's inappropriate to do. I don't think they're saying like, I don't think that punishments whose purpose are to humiliate are appropriate. I don't think that this is a punishment meant to humiliate. I think this kid lost his shirt and his mom was like, go tell someone else. I don't give a shit.
No one talks about the trauma on young mothers of their child losing a shirt and how hard it is for them to keep buying these shirts. You think they're made out of money? You think they're phoning in from Pound Town?
No.
Which is, of course, if they're British, not sexual.
No, and it's London specifically.
I should say, one person points out, read the OP's question history. This is a pattern with this OP. He keeps asking slightly different questions about his bare chest.
Oh, it's a sex guy.
I have no idea why, but his obsession with it is getting annoying. So this is there's
a whole like a third of the website is sex guys. Yeah. So you got to keep that in mind.
I like these detectives in the comments.
Yeah, I'm trying to find.
Jeremy is also one of them and gets very distracted whenever this happens.
Yeah, I'm on his thing. Although his most recent question is, what things is President Trump not doing that a president usually does? And he answered, succeeding.
Oh no, my shirt's gone.
What is President Trump doing that the presidents don't usually do? Go bare-chested. Looking at the eclipse.
I gotta say, most of... wait. Well... Yeah, he does have a lot of bare chest questions.
Why do boys have small chests?
One of his questions is, why do I have such a small butt?
Damn, I would like to read more of these. It's too bad it's all from this pervert who's been banned.
Yeah.
And maybe in jail, possibly.
Hates Donald Trump very much.
He's one of ours.
I agree with him.
Back off. He's on the right side.
If there's two things he hates, it's Donald Trump and wearing a shirt.
Let him finish.
This might be Joe Biden.
Hey, why is my butt so small?
Where's my shirt, Jack?
He's like, every question ends with corn pop at the end. He's trying to get an answer from. Okay.
Hey, my mom took my shirt away.
He was a lifeguard.
Come on, man.
Okay, well, that ends our quarantine section. That's enough. This is our final segment, and it is a fan favorite. It is Forbidden Knowledge.
Objection! Oh, I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong page.
Oh, but that was a good one.
Objection, it's the sound.
It is Forbidden Knowledge.
More and more Forbidden Knowledge is becoming the catch-all for just weird shit, but it is where it goes.
Yeah, there is a real segment of Quora called Forbidden Knowledge that we find very funny because it's like, what on Quora are people saying that we're not allowed to know?
It's forbidden.
Yeah. But we kind of just put every ghost question in here now.
Well, but there's a lot of non-ghost stuff on this. That's just we had it filed under miscellaneous in a way where I'm like, this is knowledge that hasn't gotten out. It's forbidden knowledge.
We had a guest who refused to engage with any ghost questions, so now we have a lot of them that are just kind of backed up. Yeah. This is not a bit.
Because they were too scared.
They were too scared of.
It was Tom Cruise. He was afraid that he was going to get his head bitten off by a ghost.
Hey, I don't want to hear any more of these. Ask me more about the filming of Vanilla Sky.
Okay, so this first question is, what if your house was infested with millions of ghosts?
Now that's too many ghosts. Can I say that?
Millions.
It's millions of
Where do you live?
What's this sound again?
Oh, it's not. Millions of ghosts dance party.
God damn it.
Alex has 3 more podcasts to record today.
The other ones don't have sounds. It's fine. Okay, so millions. I'm getting out of there.
What would you do, Kevin?
First I'm asking, like, how big is this house? Because I have to think, like, ghosts can occupy the same space as people, but I have to think
Can they not overlap?
This is my question. Aren't they bumping into each other because they're on the same plane?
You know how in video games you can stack a unit?
I had the same thought. My brain went to video games as well. I'm the first to admit that I was just thinking of like Zerglings.
Yeah.
How they like somehow like combine into one. And then
Zerglings actually are a bad example because they do have a mass. Like they can bunch up for a second.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
They do occupy space when you aren't command attacking them. But if you have like an Advanced Wars style like infantry stack with no limit, you could get a million ghosts strong ghost. And then, by the way, the ghost walks onto your space and you got so fucked by all the fucking ghosts.
Yeah.
That's way too many ghosts. 1 million?
Too many.
The mind reels to the concept of 1 million. Each one's like, I fell down the stairs.
I have unfinished business. No, I have unfinished business.
Out of my way.
I died normal.
What does that mean? Just old age?
I had enough.
That's enough.
I'm Casper. I'm Casper. I wanted to be the president.
Casper presidents.
I would love my platform. I'd like to befriend a girl. That's a nice girl. We could play a game. Yeah, but like 1 million is too many. Is my point.
That's too many. Yeah.
Like, asking an exorcist to get rid of them would be rude.
You would need 1 million exorcists.
You know what I would say? Once I get to like 200,000 ghosts, I'd say, that's enough.
That's my limit.
And well, here's what I say about the exorcists, because you need so many of them. Exorcists do not stack.
Right.
Oh, that's true.
Good luck getting 1 million exorcists in the house, because they're going to be lined up out the door for miles and miles.
Yeah.
That was a great question, though, that you had about, like, if on their plane they can stack. Because we see them as, like, transparent, can go through stuff. But do they see us as transparent, can go through their stuff?
Right.
Do ghosts clip in the nether realm?
That's a good question,
Yeah,
too.
do they clip
lag?
through the walls?
Do they have lag?
Yeah. If they see a ghost door, a
Sure.
door that died,
Yeah.
can they walk through that?
That's a good question. Can they
Yeah.
open it?
Ghosts always need to RM.
What does RM
Just
mean?
remake the lobby.
Oh, okay.
Sorry I said that. Anyway.
No, I just didn't know it. I felt bad.
No,
All right, well, this is a good answer. This is from System Failure, and he's been playing guitar for 20 years.
Whoa.
Wow.
So that's pretty
You must be good at guitar.
Here's his SoundCloud.
He says, I'd figure out a way to monetize it.
Nice.
Nice.
America. If it was truly a haunting and I had some proof, I'd be calling in researchers from the local university. If I didn't have proof, I'd offer people to opportunity to stay in the house overnight for a fee, maybe a haunted bed and breakfast thing, and then write a book about my experiences. I'd basically go the whole Amityville route.
This guy's all about side hustles, though. It's all.
He's
Very
smart.
honest.
He's very smart.
Which is, again, like, if you had a zoo with 1 million animals, it would not be a sustainable business. I think a ghost with a house with 1 million ghosts is also
Yeah.
hard to profit off of.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a really good answer.
Oh,
from
hey,
Jim
welcome to
Perry.
my house. This one, you're going to love all of the ghosts. They're all here. There's no way
Yeah.
you can conceive of how many ghosts you're meeting.
If it was like 10 ghosts, that could be a good monetization.
That would still be a fuck ton of ghosts.
Yeah.
But like 1 million is like, you're like, this isn't real.
You know, you see a movie and there's one ghost and it's a big problem.
They can do a lot of damage, each
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Now, yeah, even like 4 is quite a bit of ghosts.
That's like 2 movies right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
at least.
that's a sequel at least.
That's
Yeah.
an American Horror Story episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they let anything go on there.
That's an American Horror Story.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
This is a really good answer from Jim Perry. He says, I'll answer your question with an answer. I'll answer your question if you answer mine. What if your house was infested with millions of Loch Ness monsters?
Oh.
I'd also leave.
That's
Yeah.
even worse, I think.
Yeah,
Those are big.
they take up a ton of space.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they're underwater.
Right. Your house must be, you must have a moat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You live in like a conceptual plane of existence at that point.
Sim City house going on here.
That is a good answer to the question, though.
Yeah.
I'll ask you this.
Yeah, I
a
don't know.
different question.
Million Bigfoots. Yeah. What do you do then?
Fuck you, asshole. One guy says there aren't millions of ghosts.
Got him.
What does that
Nice.
even mean?
How do you know?
yeah,
How do you
what
know
are you, a
that?
fucking ghost expert?
You think you know so much about ghosts?
There's exactly 800,000 ghosts.
So many people have unfinished business.
yeah.
It's unrealistic, the ghosts. That's just stupid is the next line.
Yeah. But
Shut
just
up.
one is dangerously too many.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's really, I don't care what the rest
Well,
of
I
these
do want to
answers.
warn people against ghosts, so I will back him
Fuck
up on
this
that.
question. We have a lot of questions
Fuck
left.
that question. What's the next one?
Why does Mr. Clean wear an earring? Is he gay? Where is Mrs. Clean?
Now, this is referring to the old wives' tale, and I may be getting the order wrong. Right ear gang, left ear gay?
Oh.
Is it?
Earring. This was an old Dat fan
I've heard of
chunk.
this. I've definitely heard of this. I don't think it's quite true.
If you have 2 in your ears, are you 2-time gay, 2-time in a gang? Dat fan.
I don't I don't think Mr. Clean has a sexuality. I think that he loves cleaning.
He's married to cleanliness.
Yeah.
Can we open the Cleaniverse for a second? Where does Mr. Clean appear, and what does he do? He cleans up a spot. He appears on television to clean up a spot sometimes.
Yeah.
On the bag, and I may be thinking of the brawny man.
Well, he cleans up spills.
That's Brawny Man.
Brownie Man.
That's classic Brawny Man.
But Mr. Clean is different, and he does. He
Mr.
cleans
Clean's the
small
bald
spots.
guy.
Spot fixes. Yeah. He's who you call it. He's the closer.
Yeah,
Sure. He does a lot of cleaning.
Yeah.
The guy loves to clean. He does a little dance.
I just think it's unknown. I think he's like a missing no in Pokemon.
Yeah.
If you come across a Mr. Clean, it's like a deeply rare event. You should try to catch him.
He's a shiny.
It
yeah.
will break your game.
Yeah,
but
you can make Mr. Clean gay by making him hold a stone.
the stone is a beautiful ring from his boyfriend.
From his boyfriend who he loves. And he's like, I love it. I wouldn't trade it for a different stone in the world.
It's perfect.
It's perfect because
But
you got it for me.
It's a little bit dirty. And then he rubs it a little bit.
And then a genie comes
Yeah,
out.
and then he cleans his boyfriend's pipes.
And
Am I
also
right?
asking where is Mrs. Clean, that's a bit heteronormative. We don't know about Mr. Clean, who is, again, like a genie or something.
Yeah.
he is kind of just a genie.
He could be married to the devil, as far as we know.
Yeah. The crossed arms are very genie pose.
Yeah.
That he does.
And he blinks in and out of existence as well, unless, again, I am thinking of the Brawny Man.
No, I think you're right. I think they both do.
Is the Brawny Man in the lumberjack uniform?
Yes.
Okay, I'm clearing
Mr. Clean's
it
in
up.
all white.
Yeah, he's in all white. He's spotless.
I wonder, is he naturally bald or does he shave his head to stay more clean?
I think he does shave it. He has a look where he shaves it, because if you're naturally bald like that, there's like straggling hairs.
That's right.
Sure.
Right.
Hey, I know about that, baby.
I know. I can't wait until Jeremy looks like Mr. Clean.
I do a bit about this.
This is going to be a sexy new look for the podcast.
My big bit is that I worry I'll look like white supremacist Mr. Clean, who is named Mr. Cleanse.
Hey, you have your arms crossed right now.
He's wearing all white. The thing about the Mr. Cleanse bit is no one likes it as much as I do.
Oh, that's too
And
bad.
it does not do very well, but I cannot get rid of it.
I wonder what that would be like if that had ever happened to me. You like your own joke way more than other people
Well,
do.
I put it online so now it could rest. You know what I mean? It's like when you exercise a spirit.
Be free.
Yes.
You are gone from my set.
Collect malicious comments.
Go
Yeah.
millions of ghosts.
Yeah.
Be free.
And as soon as I posted it online, the first comment was like, crowd's not liking this one enough.
Yeah, it's true, though.
Anyway, so Trish Burford, who's the only person who answered this 2 years ago, said, okay, this is just a theory.
Strong start.
Mr. Clean always looked to me like he belonged on some sort of naval vessel. As in, he was a professional sailor type. Mr. Clean is wearing a white T-shirt and white pants, by the way. It's not.
You know his blue jacket he never takes off?
One tradition of earrings was that a sailor had the right to wear an earring in one ear after he sailed across the equator.
Ah.
I really don't recall which year, but I never thought of it as a sexual orientation statement.
You just said he's in the Navy. He's definitely gay in your theory. What are you talking about?
Yeah, so that's that.
He's not gay. He just forbids women from coming on his ship. It's bad luck.
One person asked Quora what happens when Mr. Clean gets dirty.
Oh.
And the top answer is impossible.
Impossible.
That's true.
That goes against everything he stands for.
Sorry, pal. Can't get dirty.
Game, set, match.
He shaves his head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Okay.
One person said, this is a very sad occurrence.
What, Mr. Clean is dirty. What a tragedy.
Something's wrong.
Oh, this is our title question. I think so, at least.
Okay, let's wrap.
How can you see the moon that is 238.900, that's got to just be 1,000, right? 238,900 miles away if your eyes can only see 5 miles far? Is the idea of the moon debunked?
I think it is. I don't think it's 238,000. I think it's 238 miles.
Is it really?
Miles are far away, right?
Hold on. I'm looking it up.
That
How
seems like too
far
few
is the
miles.
moon?
Get ready to eat your fucking words. Oh, no. I got to eat words. The moon's way bigger than I realized.
Bigger and farther.
So the question is, how can you see the moon that is 238,900? Fuck, God damn it. How can you see the moon that is 238,900 miles far away if your eyes can only see 5 miles far? Is the idea of the moon debunked?
Is that true about eyes?
I don't know. It
Well,
can't be.
let me read you the question again. How could you see the moon that's 238,900 miles away? And miles are not, by the way, conceptual. They are a fixed set of space. If your eyes can only see 5 miles far, if the idea of the moon is the idea of the moon.
This
debunked.
question is so poorly written. We're struggling
Is
to
the
read
idea?
it.
We should really, and this is what we want to just have the title. Is the idea of the moon debunked?
I see both sides of the argument.
Yeah.
I just love the idea that this guy's like, solved it. It's debunked. The moon doesn't exist. I just solved it.
Yeah.
They're gonna patch out the moon.
What does he think the moon is?
Is the argument that
Cheese.
that what we see in the sky is really only 5 miles away and we're in some kind of Truman Show skybox?
I think that he's saying that it's just not possible.
That's only slightly less dumb than what I just said.
We
about
are
the moon being
seeing it.
238 miles away.
We are seeing the moon.
Right.
Yeah, 230. Now that I think of it, that is an insanely small distance.
I think miles are big.
Yeah. Well, they're curved miles.
I have so much respect for miles.
I think Long Island is like 200 miles long.
I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm terrible with that.
I can tell you the state of Maine is a little over 500 miles. Do not write into this podcast.
So like half of Maine up from the ground would be the moon.
Yeah, well, but it's not.
It's not.
And I'm eating my words now.
Yum yum.
The idea of the moon is debunked as fake.
Yeah.
Fake ass moon.
I think that
believe it.
he's saying like, I can see the moon, but I can't see further than 5 miles, so it must not exist.
It
That
really-
must be a trick on the eyes.
Kevin clocked into the error here right at the beginning, which is the I could only see 5 miles part.
Is that even true?
That's a real
It-
boy admitting he
you don't-
lost his shirt moment
You-
for me.
Oh, I'm in your fucking history.
Get out of my history. Jeremy, just read the Quora comments. It's gonna come up. You stop Googling things
gonna
on the
be like-
Quora podcast.
It's going to be like, hi, I'm an optometrist. That is false about eyes.
Okay.
Okay.
Photons do not have a known distance limitation of travel. The human eye can perceive the nearest star, Sol. Fuck you. Only
Fuck
93
you.
million miles distant.
Sorry, that's sun
It's
to
called
me.
the sun.
The sun. I see him every day.
My friend.
You're debunked, idiot.
You know, abroad we called him Sol.
when I was studying abroad.
When I was in Pound Town, we called him Sol.
One person says, yes, everything that's more than 5 miles away doesn't exist. Aeroplane flying at 35,000 feet doesn't exist. Clouds don't exist. Moon doesn't exist. Sun doesn't exist. Stars don't exist.
Oh, and you know what? Miles are what? 5,000 something feet?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was way off there. Oh, boy. Well, hopefully no one hears this.
It's the first episode we just hope no one listens to. Really hope that doesn't go live.
I hope we have a gap week where we
Don't
put it
click
up.
this one.
We put it up.
Dubai is a city.
Yeah, I think what people aren't accounting for is how sleepy a day it is because of how gray it is outside and that it was stormy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody was asleep.
The storm
We're
is coming.
waiting for the storm. This is a QAnon podcast.
What's the other thing they say? Besides where we go, when we go all?
They say
Trust the plan or
trust
whatever.
the plan.
Is that what they...
Yeah.
Oh, no. I'm outing myself.
It was actually how we introduced you on the show, if you'll recall.
yeah.
Yeah, QAnon is fucking wild.
It is. It's the Quora of
I think-
ideologies.
I think Alex has been arrested and replaced by a clone.
Yeah. This clone seems like it knows a lot less facts than Alex usually does.
Alex is usually so smart.
He knows so much about Tom Cruise regularly.
Anyway, do we think the moon is real? Because I don't. What do you think the moon is? Do you
Well,
think it's just like?
I think it's real. It's just been debunked.
It certainly has been debunked. I just really like that this guy is like, I solved it, and this is like his victory lap.
What does debunked mean?
Yeah.
It's not true. It's been debunked.
It's been debunked. We decided no moon.
You know how
Mystery
bunks are the
solved.
most trustworthy thing, like a bunk bed? Is
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
You can stack it because it's so reliable that you can have as many as you want.
Millions of beds.
Millions and millions of beds.
It's been myth busted.
Yeah.
Call the Mythbusters up. They cannot recreate the moon.
So the comments are saying there is a moon.
Yeah, the comments are dunking pretty hard on this guy.
They're fucking busting his rim right now.
Bunch of
It's
moon
also
truthers.
just not true at all that we can see only 5 miles away.
Well,
Obviously,
actually,
we can see the
Seoul
moon.
is several 100,000 miles away. We could see that. Or million even.
Yeah, I love Seoul.
I love Seoul. You gotta have it as well.
Gotta have soul.
Hey, Soul Sister. Okay, we have one more question.
Get ready to
It's from-
knock it out of the park, Kevin.
Here we
This is
go.
from Connor Rawwell. And this is a pretty big question. What's up? Are you gonna click something?
Yeah, I'm gonna click a fun sound. I don't know which
Okay.
one yet.
Is it possible that someone has already invented time travel and destroyed the car once he realized how dangerous it was?
Killing spree.
So this assumes that the time machine is a car.
Yeah, that's a big part of the question.
It's a Back to the Future car. I think we're borrowing Back to the
I
Future
think
lore.
the answer is no. It's not possible.
I think it's possible, but unlikely.
Mm.
First of all, it's got to be a car.
It's got to be a car.
Yeah. I'm not trusting any of these question answers today. I feel like this guy knows too much about
It's
this.
him.
I think it's him, and I
Has
think he
the
did
idea
it.
of this Quora question been debunked?
The question should have been, should I have destroyed my time car?
Yeah. Well, check the timestamp. If the timestamp is like 50 years ago, then he might have traveled back in time.
Yeah.
to
I
ask
think
it.
anybody who invented time travel and does time travel is not going to be like, ooh, this is too dangerous.
Right.
They're going to be like, I'm going to become the president or
They're
something.
little
Yeah.
fuckers.
You know what? That might be it. I think it's not that it's too dangerous. They may have decided that it's just too lucrative and cool.
Yeah.
Like they're Genghis Khan in our history now. That's a time traveler.
Yeah.
And they're like, I'm not going to reveal that it's time travel because then the jig is up. I've been debunked.
Yeah, so your theory is just like people only time travel when they want to do a lot of crimes.
Well, I think that they think maybe they have like good ideas and they're like, oh, I'm gonna be a scientist who time travels. It's gonna be great. And then they go back in time. And they're like, I'm just gonna use my powers for evil.
I have
Yeah.
a good idea. I'm going to kill like 1 million Chinese people. I'm Genghis Khan now.
That's where all the ghosts come from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also where a lot of people come from. Genghis
That's
Khan
true.
directly.
I'm directly related to him. No, no, no.
My
I
granddad.
see that in you.
Yeah, I'm very
From your
Genghis
Mr. Clean
Khan.
style haircut.
That's gonna be a Patreon goal. Once we start a Patreon, it's gonna be shave
Jeremy
Jeremy's
shaves
head.
his head.
That'd be that
People
episode.
will make that happen.
That
and it's
probably
gonna,
would work.
It's going to be a sexy turn for the podcast.
Every episode, though, if it doesn't work, I'm like, guys, it's getting so bad. I'm getting so bald. Please sign up for the Patreon.
First Patreon goal, Jeremy shaves his head. Second Patreon goal, Jeremy gets one earring and just that one side like Mr. Clean. Third Patreon goal, all white all the time.
And the fourth one is I leave my wife and find a boyfriend.
I find a boyfriend and I have to love him now. Yeah, so I take real issue with the car part of this. Otherwise, I think it could
I
happen.
usually imagine it as like a refrigerator size box.
Oh, you know what? I didn't even get into this, but it's just there was one time car. I miss what you invented the time machine. We're like, I'm not gonna tell anybody. This is just for me. These are one of
Yeah.
my little pleasures.
You realize how dangerous it was
Yeah.
to become Genghis Khan.
I hate to be a pooper, but I find this whole thread highly unlikely.
That's true.
Well, let's read some answers and see what these intelligent quarrers.
It is certainly possible that someone has already invented time travel and destroyed the car once they realized how dangerous it was.
It's not a car.
After all, if you can travel through time, then anything is possible.
Why would it be a car?
However, I think it's more likely this person simply decided not to share their invention with anyone, else for fear of what could happen if it fell into the wrong hands. Or maybe they just didn't want to deal with all the paperwork involved in patenting.
Why does this have
a new
350 up
invention.
quarras?
Either way, we may never know for sure.
Piece of shit. I've never been so mad at a Quora before. Yes, ending this fucker.
One guy says, yep, not only is it possible, but it really happened.
Wow.
The person who invented the time machine is Zepsis Korgelmoss.
Oh.
And how it looked was from the photos
Exposed.
you have.
I love random name generator.
Alex, can you put this photo in the YouTube?
Yeah, I'll get Zepsis.
It's a man in a chair whose all of his limbs are in buckets of water.
I actually have Zepsis Clerical Boss as my background already, so it's really easy for me.
He's on my wall. He's my inspiration.
I kind of base a lot of what I do after Zepsis Clerical Boss. Oh, there's
There's
a
a
penis.
nude photo of him. He's jacked.
I mean, he looks good.
Wait, so the time machine is just him putting all his limbs in water, like that sleepover
They're
prank?
also connected to.
I don't think I can put the naked
wires.
picture of him on here because I don't know how to blur it out. But
He's not actually. You can't see it. He's
why
got a
are his
weave.
feet covered in oil?
But yeah, Kevin, he probably would pee himself if this was a prank at a sleepover. I
Yeah.
think that's
You can't fall asleep in the time machine.
No.
Oh, he is covered in oil. So
Yeah.
apparently it says that he exploded or something.
By the way, check out this sexy question on Quora.com. Yeah, it is the go-to source for unchained Zepsis chlorocal moss.
I think this is like a Doctor Who joke or something. But he says he was found sometime later dead, naked in his closet with no explanation how he got there. This whole thing is very long.
Is it all Doctor Who? Is it a Doctor
don't
Who joke? Because
know.
I am really enjoying it, and I don't want it to be a Doctor
He
Who
says
joke.
for the skeptics, using math to investigate time travel, mathematical model of TARDIS, which is like
Takes the
that's-
fiction out of science fiction. So maybe it's just a reference to it, and it's not like
I-
canon in.
TARDIS is Doctor Who.
Should I Google it?
TARDIS
Yeah,
is-
that's what I'm saying.
It, unless you're saying TARDIS wrong. It's TARDIS.
No, I don't know how to use
That's a
that.
TARDIS.
My favorite is the TARDIS.
If you spot a turtle in Ireland, that's a TARDIS. You're having a hard time copying this thing. That's tough.
Oh my fucking god, dude.
Jeremy's now installing apps on my computer.
I thought I could just do a fucking thing and it just didn't happen. for me.
You're so desperate
I
to
just
see
wanna
Zepsis chlorocal
know.
moss. You wish Zepsis chlorocal moss was
This
real
is
so bad.
I
He's
have
on
good news.
Wikipedia.
It's not a
It's 100% real.
it's not Doctor Who, but I don't know if it's
It's Doctor Whom.
I don't think it's a real man.
What do you mean? It's Zepsis chlorocal moss.
All right, it's Zepsis.
He has a deep Google footprint. He's definitely real. He's definitely a real guy. He's Zepsis, and we love to see him. Zepsis with an X, by the way, not a Z, for our audio
Yes.
listeners.
Oh,
Yeah.
Zepsis.
It kind of
Yeah.
changes it, doesn't it?
Yeah, I thought it was
does.
Zepsis, but it was
No.
actually Zepsis.
It's
It's Zepsis
Zepsis.
Chlorocal Moss.
It's pronounced Zepsis chlorocal moss.
Stepsis Chlorocal Moss.
That's like the quick brown fox. It's got every letter in the alphabet.
It does, yeah.
I've caught Stepsis chlorocal moss trapped in the time machine.
I've died of Zepsis.
Zepsis, what are you doing in that time machine?
What are you doing, Zep, bro?
Destroy that. Okay. A lot of other answers about like whether or not time travel is real. I don't give a fuck.
We're done with
Who
this.
cares?
It's boring and I'm done.
You're thinking of the Back to the Future movies. Shut the fuck
Shut the
up.
fuck up. It is what I said earlier.
Please remember that
Yeah.
they are science fiction,
Not science fact.
Thank you.
Kevin.
Okay.
Okay, well, that's all our questions for this week. So we have one last segment on this podcast where we ask a question for next week. So my question to you, Kevin, is: do you have any questions?
Yeah,
that you'd
what
like
should
to
our
ask?
question be for next week?
Huh.
We're all out of ideas.
We could do one.
What did we talk
What
about
have we
today?
talked about this episode? Tom Cruise. We could ask a Tom Cruise question.
Yeah, we could get more Tom Cruise questions in here.
We've certainly talked enough about him for one episode, but we can talk about
We
a,
should
a
definitely.
second episode.
First of all, best part of the episode.
people are rewinding to listen to that twice.
They can't get their fill. They're watching it 11 times.
The Scientologists are coming for me. That's like a real thing that could happen.
Jeremy's
Yeah.
been disappeared.
Maybe there are Scientologists on Quora that could fill in our gaps.
We could
of
ask a
knowledge.
question about Scientology.
like a canary kind of question, like that only.
What's
you know,
the ideal Satan level for a Scientologist?
Ah, for real.
Mm-hmm.
Although, they're going to just say a really high one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no limit.
50 billion.
But it is stupid in a way that belongs on Quora.
1 million ghosts.
Oh, wait.
We could ask a question about 1 million ghosts.
1 million ghosts.
Dr. Evil.
Dr. Evil Ghostbusters
Yeah.
crossover.
That's a good movie.
Has Tom Cruise ever been to the moon?
Mm.
I feel like the answer is just no.
It is no.
We don't know. By the time that somebody answers that, maybe who knows what the next stunt is
Yeah,
going to
I
be
mean,
in
they
Mission
took-
Impossible.
They took other actors to the moon. Or they're not to the moon. I guess it's a space. But
You mean? Are you saying that on the set where the moon landing was faked?
yeah, also,
Yeah, Stanley Kubrick and Neil Armstrong,
before they patched out the moon,
which is, of course,
all kinds of
debunked.
actors went there. But then I also meant just when Jeff Bezos took his plane up there. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
brought
Right.
I think it was
James Cameron wanted to film a movie in space. They didn't let him.
Avatar
Kirk-
3: The Way of the Moon.
Captain Kirk, played by William Shatner, I believe.
Yes.
was in that plane with him, if I am recalling correctly.
That's right. I recall that.
Thank you. And so it is
I do
validated.
not recall.
Witness.
I do not
Witness me. I'm remembering news from last summer. Witness me. Yeah, you're right. My question sucked. What was your question?
I don't fucking know. What would happen if there were 1 million ghosts on the moon? Let's do that.
Yeah, just do Put that in forbidden knowledge.
That sounds like a good prompt for a sci-fi story.
Yeah, we're opening eyes.
I think this is a great question.
Oh, no, waffles.
No.
We've gotten so far without fucking. The camera's still working. Okay, so we're going to type that up and get that going. In the meantime, Kevin, thank you so much for coming on the show. We know your last name and we love it. It's Flynn. Now, with that said, where can our listeners find your work at home, abroad, and on the go?
Oh, well, you could check out harddrive.net and theonion.com. And don't follow me on Twitter. Don't even try. I'm on private. The walls
There's a
are up.
dash between hard and drive, I should point out.
Hard-drive.net. Yeah.
Hard dash drive. All right. Well, that's going to be us for another week. I hope you're safe from all the ghosts. Haha. And until the next time, question everything.
Question everything.